putting one late to make it a 1-point game. She's joined for the first time this season in the starting lineup by Kendall Dudley, the Syracuse Orange, a team one of the best in Ann Arbor. As we're about to get underway, there's Felia wearing the goggles. Winningest coach in Michigan basketball history. Came just shy of her first win over a #1 team. This group nearly beat South Carolina last season, came up just short again 2 days ago.
However, Coach Barnes-Rico does have a win against Gino Oriema, it should be noted. She was at St. John's in 2012, so understands how to play on that stage against one of the best to ever do it, and she is becoming one of the best to ever do it because of the way her team defends and can score as a group.
For the Syracuse Orange, Felisha Legette-Jack, coaching at her alma mater in her 4th season. She's a Syracuse native, was an All-American as a member of the Orange, and just this month reached 400 career wins. She said she was happy with her team's win over Utah, establishing themselves late.
Well, don't forget, Coach Jack also has her jersey retired at Syracuse, so one of the all-time legends there. But her team really dictated pace of play in that game against Utah, and that was huge. It's going to be huge against a team that is so poised like Michigan today.
Syla Swords sticking with it, a nice backdoor cut for an easy 2 that she worked for there. Felia now running the show. Penetrates into the paint. Good look for Sophie Burrows from 3. She can't knock it down, and she's still trying to find her stroke after she knocked down 41% of her attempts last season.
And look, stat does not always indicate ability. You see Olivia Olson right there with the shot, but Sophie Burrows can definitely stroke it. Hasn't been able to quite get going yet with her scoring. She dealt with some injury in the offseason, but she again has that green light to keep shooting.
Olson gonna take Legette off the dribble, misses another mid-range, and it's gonna stay Michigan basketball.
Okay, here we go.
Michigan leading 2-0 here early. Teams combined 1 for 7 from the floor to begin.
Well, and they're both Syracuse and Michigan are shorter on their shots. You have to think some of the fatigue from playing less than 48 hours ago is going to have an impact today, early on.
Along the baseline, tight roping is Swords finding Olson, who can't knock down the 3. Great box out positioning by Felia. A little extra physicality there after the whistle. It's going to stay Michigan basketball.
Physicality in the paint is something that both teams are going to see in conference play, but I like already just trying to jump to the ball, make a play.
Swords giving a look inside, stopped along the baseline. 10 seconds to shoot for the Wolverines. Mila Holloway misfires from 3. Skying in for that rebound is Legette-Jack. Dominique Darius sizing up her defender, launches a 3, not there, and 1 and done for the Orange. Swords getting a lot of touches here early. 8 threes, 29 points against UConn, and a beautiful mid-range knockdown by Mila Holloway.
Moving without the ball is so big for Michigan. Holloway coming in, keeping the right distance from Swords so she can get into her eye-line sight and knock down the 3 with rhythm.
Honorable mention, all Big Ten last season, her freshman year. Legette gets free, the mid-range just falls out. So Vukanich is able to pull in the rebound.
Michigan's strength is having so many different ball handlers. Swords can bring the ball up, Holloway can bring the ball up, Olson can even bring the ball up if you want, but when you have so many ball handlers, it allows your team to play fast and get into its sets even more quickly.
There's also so much unselfishness with this Michigan team too. There's no assigned roles, just how can we win? Holloway backdoor broken up. Syracuse is ready for it that time. 4 seconds to shoot for Swords. She finally realizes it before losing it out of bounds.
In the last game, Utah ran a ton of backdoor cuts, and Syracuse did a great job beating Michigan, or rather Utah, to the spots and not allowing them to have open looks because the help side was over and everybody was in position. Syracuse, again, doing a nice job jumping to the ball, not letting those back cuts happen.
And Syracuse taking so much pride in their defense. 10th in the nation, allowing only 49 points per game in this 5-0 start to the season as Burrows takes off. And a whistle will send it the other way.
Syracuse trying to establish some physicality in the paint early on, but Michigan doing a good job staying down and not establishing that physicality and contact early.
Holloway slowing things down for the Wolverines in the half courts. A team that loves to play with pace themselves, and somehow Holloway just lost control, touched nearly every part of her upper body. Felia with the basketball for the Orange. take it off one-on-one against Swords. A tough up and under. She sticks it.
Sticks it, but keeps her shoulder square to the basket. So just that little step through and a little bit of daylight, all she needs.
Olivia Olson, the trailer, beautifully done, knocking down that mid-range.
I love Olson in the mid-range because she elevates so high. Her shot never changes no matter what type of defense you throw at her, no matter where she is on the floor.
So much talk about Syla Swords, and rightfully so. She had 18 and 10 against UConn. A huge factor is Legette-Jack is maneuvering her way inside.
OJ doing a great job establishing that inside presence, being physical. If Syracuse can establish an inside presence, it's going to open up so much on the perimeter for their offense.
Two-player game with Swords and Olson. Olson gets the step, was looking to lob it inside, and that's going to skip away.
Felisha doing a great job stepping through, finding the daylight, but the shoulders come back and get squared as she's even going off of 1 foot. Then is OJ doing a good job bodying up, finishing, again, getting balanced, squared towards the basket on the finish.
6-4, the early lead for the Wolverines, dialing up the pressure. Syla Swords and her length wreaking havoc right now, and then it's Dudley picking off the basketball. Swords had a career game against UConn. Again, tight open along the baseline is Swords. Quick ball movement, Swords will hit the three.
Swords does literally everything for Michigan, whether it's getting stops defensively and using her length to get into gaps and be disruptive, or knocking down threes. A true two-way player that allows Michigan to play fast.
She has tripled her points per game production from last season, doubled her minutes, gaining trust and experience in this system under Coach Barnes-Rico.
It's a lot of math that you're pulling out right there.
You know, it's math I'm capable of, which means you're capable of it too.
So you're way smarter than I am. We all know that.
Please. Weak side rebound, keeping it here with the Orange. Barreling her way through is Burrows, and she'll be rewarded with 2 free throws.
Syla Swords doing a little bit of
fatigue teams are trying to work through.
At both Michigan and Syracuse, short on their shots early on. It's important when their fatigue sets in to get to the line, just like Burrows has been able to do. It allows your team to just get settled, stop the clock, and put some points on the board.
Felisha played 40 minutes. Syla Swords played 40 minutes in those Game 1 matchups just 2 days ago.
Which is more than you want your players to have to play this early on, but still, it's good practice, get the body ready, because once you get to conference play and these games are back-to-back, you got to be ready to rock.
Both games of this doubleheader, Megan, asking a lot of the bench on all 4 of these teams to try and pick up some slack for these starters so they don't have to repeat those minutes. Olivia Timmer in the miss on the other side. Now working through Burrows on the perimeter. See the length of Swords. Darius spins, leaves it for Legette-Jack. She will drive and is fouled.
Already Syracuse trying to get the ball inside. Legette-Jack doing a really nice job driving, coming in. She's become quite the playmaker for Syracuse. They run a lot through her. Her size at 6'3", it feels like she's bigger out there because she's so long.
Here gets an attempt at the rim, misfires. Swords flies in for that rebound, and it's kept in play by the Wolverines. Swords speed into the front court, stopped at the free throw line, tries to drop a dime, and Legette-Jack is right there to pick it up.
It's the length for me.
Comes from Nigeria, played professionally the last several years in Japan as Darius creates some space, can't knock down the mid-range.
I love Darius' game, though. She did not shoot the ball well in the first half against Utah, came out in the second half and absolutely dominated.
Swords rattles home her second 3 from deep in the corner.
Second 3 in the corner in rhythm. Swords doesn't need a lot of time to get the shot off, and her quickness to get to the rim means the defense has to give her a step.
Traveling violation will send it the other direction as Michigan is career high 26 minutes, 7 points, 9 rebounds. It was really critical for this team, and she's being rewarded with early minutes. Swords against Felisha. They never cross paths in Ann Arbor, and a whistle. Alyssa Crockett checks in for Swords. Conway, meanwhile, will bring it in for the Wolverines. Olson directing traffic midway through the shot clock, and again Syracuse in the passing lane. This time picking it off Journey Thompson.
The positioning is so good by Syracuse, especially on those back cuts. Nobody's going to get back to on Syracuse, I can tell you that.
Dominique Darius trying to find any kind of breathing room against the Wolverines. Both these teams so strong defensively. Burrows with a step back 3, not that time. And on the weak side, it's Holloway. Holloway up ahead to Crockett. She's lethal with her shot. Snaking along the baseline. Quarles Daniels, offensive putback not there for Olson. One more try on the glass for Michigan. Alyssa Crockett can't convert. And finally, Syracuse comes up with it. Both these teams battling hard in the paint, on the glass as well. Two minutes to play in game number 1 here at Mohegan Sun Arena. Felisha trying to take off into the paint, going to that patented up and under, hits the floor hard and misses, and Michigan now in possession. Quarles Daniels weaving her way through, wide open. Del Foss takes care of it.
That was transition offense 101. Go till you get.
Michigan also wants to push the ball up the floor, especially in transition and off of their defense.
Michigan does a great job of dictating pace of play, whether that be pushing in transition. They'll push on made baskets as well, or slowing down teams to play in the half court defensively.
Quarles Daniels fading and finishing in the paint. A high difficulty shot. She gets the fall.
High difficulty because your body is going one way, but you have to make sure that wrist is flicking towards the basket.
In the lane, that shot no good by Shai Hawkins off the bench. An offensive rebound keeps it with the Orange. Short that time by Dominique Darius. Michigan again accelerated. Olson, turnaround jump shot, too smooth for the sophomore.
Smooth, and she elevates so high on the jump shot, so it's difficult to contest in the mid-range. I love that high release point that she has.
A 9-0 run for the Wolverines, while Syracuse 0 of their last 8. They started out slow against Utah before finding their offense. They're trailing now 18-6.
Michigan's done a great job of keeping the Orange. Sense that she has that explosiveness to get to the rim. She can block shots, she can rebound, but it's that quickness and the explosiveness that makes it so difficult to stay in front of.
What'd she say it was? One dribble over half court to lay it in? Something close to it.
It's like you're playing against the Monstars.
Angelica Velez misfires on the interior, and a whistle going on the Orange. It will be Michigan basketball. It's going to go on Legette-Jack. The freshman Mathurin orchestrating this offense for the Wolverines, and some zone defense for the Orange.
Syracuse now back into a zone, just trying to slow down Michigan a little bit.
Crockett trying to evaluate from the high post. Now 10 seconds to shoot for Michigan. Sizing up with the skip pass is Olson looking for the assist. She's got it. The freshman Mathurin knocking it down from long range.
The best way. Oh, delay of game warning now for Michigan. The best way to break a zone is to get the ball to move back and forth, get the zone to shift, and that skip pass really forces the zone to have to shift and try to get out shooters. Mathurin being a zone buster.
Michigan has 8 assists on 10 baskets so far. And even playing 2 days ago, we're going to see a lot of Michigan this season press full court.
And it's been disruptive right there. It's not where you want to pick up the ball right over half court, because that allows Michigan to have time to trap, and then they're using that half court line as a third player, essentially.
And now they're starting their offense midway through. Deep pass inside. Legette-Jack finishes with the contact.
It's great when you have someone like Legette-Jack at 6'3" who can just catch everything. She is so springy in her athleticism to just go up and get the ball. This pass doesn't have to be perfect necessarily. She's just elite at staying back. And that was a great pass from Darius to where only her teammate could catch it for the finish.
That foul going on Alyssa Crockett. Legette-Jack, no good on the free throw, and then a foul is going to go on the Orange. That's going to go on Madeline Potts, who didn't appear in the game against Utah, so getting her first action here at Mohegan Sun Arena.
It's good to keep bodies fresh right now, especially now you're going into the zone. Syracuse is trying to use its length, and that's where you don't want to let the ball into the high post. That just breaks down a zone.
Olson trying to find some space right there at the elbow. Quick pass. Here's Macy Brown leaving it way short for 3.
Athletes out here, some potential multi-sport athletes.
Feeling good on the first. She's now got 3 points for the Orange. Her first season in Syracuse as a grad student. Swords now evaluating the zone defense. Directing traffic again is Holloway as they move it around the perimeter. So Mechanic setting a screen. Trying to find some rhythm is this Michigan offense. Swords will fire from 3. Leaves it short that time. Flying in, Brown, who plays limited minutes this season, working hard on the offensive glass. Swords, the step back, getting herself open. Misfires that time. And it's going to stay here with Michigan.
Syracuse is showing a lot of length within that zone. Michigan's got to move the ball a little faster with some more pace. They're moving just about a half second too slow, and it's allowing Syracuse to jump into their spots and be effective.
Really impressed with Michigan on the glass too, Megan. They're out rebounding Syracuse 19-7. The Orange, top 20 in the country in total rebound percentage this season.
Syracuse made it feel like Utah couldn't get an offense, or couldn't get a rebound rather at all. They dominated the glass in that last game.
Darius says, "I'll take that." Tired of being on this side of the floor. Trying to get Darius going as well. She has 0 points, 0 for 3 shooting. Tries to step back here from beyond the arc, knocking it down.
That's a beautiful finish by Darius too, so confident. And what I love about her game is that she mixes things up a little bit and gives Michigan a different look.
Michigan trying to find any kind of seams against this zone. Kendall Dudley making her first start, kicks it out. Swords goes right back to her. It's going to be a 3-second violation, and that can be where zones trip you up.
Well, especially with having someone come to the high post. It's so important to try to break a zone, but Syracuse is sending somebody up to not allow that to be an easy look once they turn around the face in the high post.
Michigan has turned it over 3 times the last 2 minutes. Here's the freshman Cooper. No good that time from 3. Michigan will propel themselves the other direction. Swords getting the step. She pulls up. That is left short. Staying right here, though.
Swords has been a little short on some of her shots. You'd have to imagine that fatigue is still kind of setting in from less than 48 hours ago, where she went absolutely insane in the second half against Utah.
There were WNBA
UConn,
superstars. There were WNBA superstars like Chelsea Gray, Kalia Copper, who were tweeting about Syla Swords watching that game, how magnificent she was. That time, no good from 3. A rebound to Cooper. It's quite a high to come down from, even though they were on the losing end. It was a significant effort for this young team. Felisha reestablishing this offense. Cooper penetrating, finding a perfectly timed Burrows, but she can't hit it at the rim.
Sophie Burrows does all the right things. She misses the bunny right there, but still, she's moving without the ball and cutting hard.
I think we heard her crying exasperation, missing that from here, instead of herself. Deep post up. So Mechanic, the turnaround jump shot not there. Another rebound for Cooper.
And Thompson did a nice job from Syracuse, just being right there to make that a tough look for Sophie Mechanic.
Darius engineering this offense. Gonna go to the right side of the floor. Syracuse slowing it down. In the half court, Burrows. Miscommunication here. Great effort by Felisha. Under 10 to shoot for Darius. 5 seconds now. Just going to take Rose Daniels one-on-one. Can't get the upper hand that time from long range. Holloway behind the back. She is swarms and more bodies on the floor. But everybody good sports. Lots of hands extended, helping the opponent. Olivia Olson, Tiala Del Foss checking in for the Wolverines, leading 23-13. Coming in for the Orange, Camden Nelson, a Connecticut native, was the state Gatorade Player of the Year last year, now in her freshman year in Syracuse. Working through Olson in the high post. Here's Del Foss looking for another 3. Hit her first 2. Doesn't touch rim that time.
Even though that was a miss, still better ball movement by Michigan.
The lob not there, and a turnover for the Orange. That was intended for Journey Thompson.
Syracuse can't play too fast. Right now, Michigan has them sped up just a little bit. They're forcing shots a little too quickly, trying to throw those home run passes. You have to take a breath, settle into an offense, try to get some ball reversals on the offensive end.
Short corner, Del Foss decides against it. Del Foss again finds herself in the same spot, can't connect. Olson just snatches that rebound and is good on the putback.
Olivia Olson has a magnet on her hand. She's everywhere down on the floor. Boom, she can get there. Fantastic rebound putback, and a better job by Syracuse handling the press.
Burrows, the step back 3, just grazes the iron. One and done again from one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country in the Syracuse Orange. Knifing her way through Syla Swords.
She's so smart. She just reads what the defense gives her, and she's so under each other. I can't tell you how important it is for the teams who have experience are at an advantage right now early on in the season because they've played together and had those impactful minutes on the floor with one another. So many teams are dealing with multiple transfers coming in, multiple freshmen or people in different roles. But Michigan is dealing with a team that played for a ton of minutes together last season, and that's why they've been off to such a great start early.
Just outside of the reach of Felisha. Great ball movement by the Wolverines off the steal. Holloway can't knock it down from three. And again, an offensive rebound for Michigan. Holloway skips her way inside, and she's tripped. Seems like Michigan is maybe finding some more confidence attacking this zone.
You got to attack with purpose and move quickly because Syracuse is nice and long. They've done a good job altering passes. And you get right in there, and you just see getting tripped up a little bit, falling over Felisha's feet. You got to be quick and deliberate with the passing or off the dribble.
So Michigan in the bonus right now. They'll be shooting two the rest of the way. Makes me think of something Gavin Peterson, the head coach of the Utah Utes, who just played this Syracuse team, said along the lines of what you were just saying, Megan, their athleticism, their length, in-your-face defensive intensity, and Michigan not shying away. More full court pressure. Oh, look at that play. Darius laying it in off the feet. Beautifully done, breaking that press.
That was textbook 101, how to break a press. Hit the middle, move the ball with some quickness and intensity, and then watch for scores to come. Potts literally passed that. I had no idea who she was going to.
And a quick steal and finish on this side. Brooke Quarles-Daniels, who is a defensive mastermind, able to pick it off right there with their full court pressure. It's now 31-15 Michigan, and again, the suffocating defense, but a whistle will go on the Wolverines.
Syracuse has to be careful catching it kind of right past half court against the sideline because you're giving Michigan an extra defender with either the half court line or the sideline. You got to try to catch it in places where you have room to make a basket. It's a nice finish by Quarles-Daniels.
Thompson handing it off. Dominique Darius has the ability to create her own shot, but going up against a stout defender in Quarles-Daniels. 10 seconds to shoot for the Orange. Darius searching, throws it up. Offensive rebound and putback is good for Journey Thompson.
Thompson staying with it and using that length and athleticism at 6'3" to shoot over everybody on Michigan.
Delphos gets her defender in the air, snakes along the baseline. Under 3 minutes to play. We're in quarter number 2. Off the curl, Swords is held up. It'll be a jump ball.
Syla Swords is constantly moving. It's so difficult to guard somebody who's constantly on the move because she cuts hard. It's hard to keep your head on a swivel in terms of staying in the right position, ball you man. She truly puts the defense on its toes every single time she cuts to the rim.
Coach Barnes-Areco gives so much credit to her international experience with the senior national team of Canada going to the Olympics.
Love a step through.
Working on moves like that.
She's just so poised. It does not matter what the defense gives you. It doesn't matter if she just missed the last shot earlier in the possession. She thinks every shot's going in.
Whistle along the sideline. Going on the Wolverines.
Offensive rebound, she just gets to it. Look at that footwork, just staying down, reading the defense, but she makes quick decisions with the ball in her hands. It's difficult to guard, and Syracuse didn't send anybody over to help.
Coach Barnes-Areco said during that onslaught of shooting and scoring against UConn, there was no panic in her. She was completely locked in, but a different level than she normally sees her. Lob inside, Olson saw it coming all the way. Stays with the Orange though, discombobulated here in the half court. In the passing lane again is Mathurin. 4 seconds to shoot. Slicing through and then an offensive foul. Flying in the lane, Camden Nelson as the shot clock was about to expire.
Great help side defense and recognition by Syla Swords coming over. Mathurin got beat going in. Quarles-Daniels showed, but boom. Syla Swords gets there, gets set, takes the contact. Textbook charge.
For as good as Michigan is offensively, 5th in the country, 93 points per game, their defense is something to watch.
Look at the length right here. Syracuse makes you feel like you're open because they leave a lot of gaps between each player, but they are so long.
Mathurin gets herself in trouble, and Syracuse gobbles it up. Darius, when things are hectic, gets her way inside. They're not going to count it.
For Syracuse to continue cutting into this lead, it starts on the defensive end. The zone's been a good call in terms of slowing down Michigan. The Wolverines are really only scoring on second chance opportunities in that zone. Now you got to try to go down and play fast just like this. Stop the clock, put points on the board, give your team a little break to get some confidence.
That was the 5th foul on Michigan. So free throws here for Darius. Good on the first. Had a great game in their win against Utah. 16 points, a team high, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. For someone who played limited minutes in her first couple seasons, 13 minutes per game. Just 4 points per contest, but she is now a headliner on this team. Charles Daniels works her way inside, looking for some help. Mathurin taken off. The hesitation, splitting defenders, and back-to-back turnovers. A leak out the other direction, and an easy lay-in for Shy Hawkins and the Orange, finding their confidence right now. Swords, undefended there, leaves it for Olson for 3. She cans it.
Even when Syracuse is scoring fast, Michigan just never gets flustered.
Olivia Olson
She's
going
everywhere.
all out.
She's literally all over the floor.
Second game in 3 days, jumping into the stands. .104 on the clock here in the first half, and the energy on the side of the Orange. This also happened against Utah. They started out slow. Were hesitant. They're finding it now. Darius, great look at a 3. Can't take advantage. On the offensive glass, it is Michigan and Quarles Daniels, who had 10 rebounds, the smallest player on the floor in their 39-point win against Notre Dame. Olson lets it fly off targets and again picks up the rebound.
People forget she's on the floor, so you forget to box her out, but she's so quick to the ball.
Fires a missile inside, and Del Foss lays it in for 2.
Syracuse is making Michigan play a little faster, but still they're finding some poise within that fast pace just by staying balanced and finding somebody underneath the basket.
To catch your breath after the last couple minutes of play. A slow start to the second quarter. Exhaustive since. Final shot opportunity for the Orange. Darius calls her own number, too strong. Quarles Daniels nearly beats everyone. It's Olson glancing up, heaving, had the strength, but couldn't connect. And at the half, it's Michigan with a 38-second half officially underway here at Mohegan Sun Arena. Game 1 of our doubleheader to wrap up this showcase. Here about an hour south of Springfield to the Naismith Hall of Fame. Uche Izuje threading it inside, but picked off along the baseline by Swords. The trailer, and Olson pump fake, awkwardly putting it up. Can't get the finish, so Mechanic working the glass, and she is fouled.
This is where Michigan killed Syracuse in the first half on the offensive glass. Syracuse has to do a better job boxing out as the shot goes up to create that space and get the rebound.
It's normally Syracuse who wants to be dominating in that category. But it's now 15 offensive rebounds they have surrendered. A top 20 rebounding team in the nation as Quarles Daniels up in the air, so Mechanic makes it 16 offensive rebounds. Deep post up, Sophie Canning. Jump shot, kisses it off glass for 2.
A nice job by Sophie Canning because there was so much congestion in the middle of the floor. She wanted to turn that way, but then comes back over for the finish.
Michigan wreaking havoc with their full court pressure. Here's Layla Felia letting it fly from 3. She's got 7 points.
Felia did a good job of burying herself in the corner, so she kept enough space between her and her teammate to get that shot.
The zone still in play for the Orange. So Mechanic shuffles her feet.
Shuffling her feet, yep. Layla Felia keeping her distance, and that's just an in-rhythm 3. Catch, shoot, don't even think about it.
Just a second 3 for the Orange in this game. Really not a big part of their offense. They rank in the 320s in the entire nation in terms of attempts and makes.
Or you don't want to pick up the ball in their press.
Olivia Olson on the leak out, tough take. She's fouled. 2 free throws coming up.
Syracuse keeps picking up the ball right over half court, which is exactly what Michigan wants you to do. They beat you into thinking you have enough space, then boom, they attack you and trap that. It's happened multiple times for the Orange. And Michigan does a really good job in baiting you, thinking you have the space, but Olson has tremendous length. She can bat down anything and then quickly on the other end, but you cannot pick up the ball right after half court.
Olson good on the first. Michigan has forced 13 turnovers, 8 steals in this contest.
Something we've seen Michigan do this year is pick up in this press, and it's forced teams to play fast. They did not press against UConn. Coach Barnes-Rico was concerned about the pace and how fast the UConn can play. But you see them on display right here, and it's really disruptive Syracuse.
She said, don't get confused. We're still a full court pressing team just because we didn't that time. Somehow Holloway is able to keep the dribble before she's nearly tackled.
Holloway's been sliding all over the floor today. I got to get her some shoe stick.
I think that might help. But that's because her motor is always going 100 miles per hour, too.
She's been so impactful. Even when not scoring the ball, Mila Holloway has a hand in everything that Michigan does, whether it's just getting her teammates to the right spots, defensively using her quickness to stay in front, or passing to her teammate in stride to the basket. She doesn't need to be scoring to be impactful on the floor.
Her scoring has increased from her freshman season, but she still is the floor general for this team. One of the best offenses in the country. Olivia Olson, look at that move. She knew exactly what to do. Back to the basket.
The angles that Olivia Olson finds on the turnaround shot make her so difficult to guard. She doesn't have to be in a favorable position to score. She just can use the backboard to her advantage.
Legette-Jack draws the defense, kicks it out. Burrows 3 on the way. And an offensive rebound. Legette-Jack keeps it right here. She's in trouble along the baseline, though, and turns it over. Michigan, another steal. Corals Daniels is going to retreat. Holloway, trailer, 3. She's got it.
Timing is perfect for Michigan, even in transition. Coming down, catching Syracuse off guard has been huge.
Long pass thrown underneath. Thompson can't connect inside, and then a foul on the interior will send Hawkins to the free throw line.
Michigan's defense has been the game changer. Staying active, making Syracuse pay for any little mistake, then coming down. Holloway had a hand in that steal, and then boom, she comes down to trail 3. Nobody in Syracuse saw her coming.
It speaks, Megan, to what you were talking about. Even having 1 year of experience together in tough moments, winning an NCAA tournament game, you see it when they play defensively. They are on a string together.
The communication is there, and even the nonverbal communication, understanding like we're going to trap right now, force the turnover. They have played valuable minutes together on the floor, which is an advantage because a lot of players, even if they're great scorers or come from great programs, time together on the floor is a huge factor in success.
And a luxury these days. Backdoor cut, Corals Daniels, the offense looking just as together as the defense for the Wolverines.
Coach Barnes-Rico did a little high jump over there on that. She was very pleased with the ball movement for Michigan.
High jump, like maybe like a
no,
leap,
she was
like a jig?
I was like, it was a little jig, you could say.
Burrows whipping it along the baseline, 10 to shoot for a stifled Syracuse offense, but bailed out by the whistle. That foul going to go on Olson.
The ball movement by Michigan has been so good. Everybody's touching it. Great timing on the backboard shot. That pass was perfectly placed, and Syracuse is not letting a lot of backdoor cuts happen in this game, but yet Corals Daniels sneaks back there. Communication has to be better from Syracuse there.
Olson leading the way in this game, and for her team, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. And that's the dynamic of this Wolverines team that we hear from Coach Barnes-Rico, where it really can be anybody's night. They're unselfish. They don't care who scores as long as they win.
Syla Swords had 29 against UConn 2 days ago, and now she only has 6, but it doesn't matter because she's still been impactful defensively, doing a little bit of everything. As a basketball player, it's fun to be the one to score points and get the credit for the scoring, but you got to bring a little more to the floor besides the ability to score. Can you be a good teammate? Can you be in the right spot offensively and defensively? Can you get a rebound or dive on the floor for a loose ball? All those factors matter.
Holloway trying to get free, some tight defense by the Orange. Olson swarmed. Cross-court pass, Holloway a great look at a 3, can't knock it down. Legette-Jack flying for that rebound, thrown up ahead, almost picked off, somehow stays with the Orange. Ayindabola Akinbawala new into the game, kicks it out from the post. Slicing her way inside, can't get the finish as Hawkins, and staying here again before Olson gets her hands on it. Burrows launches a three, and now Michigan officially in possession. They are so incredibly active. Their hands flying to the ball every time.
And they move on the flight of the ball, which is huge.
Holloway leaves it off for Olson, who is wrapped up. Burrows forcing a jump ball. There comes Tayala Delfos. Magnificent in the first half, 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting for the Wolverines. Now 11 to shoot for Michigan. Holloway whips it, Delfos deep in the corner. She's got another. Her third triple today.
The poise that Michigan's playing with right now is allowing them to build this lead. They're not getting sped up at all by Syracuse offense, and defensively, I feel like they're getting a tip ball every play.
Legette-Jack work in the offensive glass. You see the length, and she converts on the putback.
Can you imagine how good Legette-Jack is going to be by the time that she's a senior? I love the ceiling for her. It is sky high.
Here's Olivia Olson, her three on the way, no good. Delfos working the offensive glass. She's got it up and in. To your point on Legette-Jack, though, Coach Jack said this season, she's Paige Becker's special, Hannah Hidalgo's special. Obviously not a point guard, but it speaks to the ceiling for Legette-Jack.
She gets every single rebound. When Syracuse has shown different defensive looks, these players have stepped up to the challenge.
Sophie Burrows knocks down the mid-range shot for the Syracuse Orange. They needed that. 54-32 is their deficit to this Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Showcase. Final day of competition. We'll have Utah and #1 UConn coming up at 2:30 Eastern as Holloway sheds the defense and knocks down the mid-range.
She's just so poised and under control, and nothing speeds her up at all. And Holloway just finding the gaps in the defense.
9 points for her, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Nice afternoon. Legette-Jack, no good. And tied up there, going for the rebound to Kimball-Walla. First action of this afternoon for the Orange. So it's Orange basketball. Velez set to take it out, and here comes Brooke Quarles-Daniels replacing Mila Holloway.
Michigan has a lot of depth this season. It doesn't feel like anyone's fallen off. You put someone else in, and I'm like, did they start the game? I can't remember.
Big reason why they're going to be a full-court pressing team this season. Hawkins flies for her own miss, working hard on the glass, but goes back to Michigan.
Syracuse's ability to rebound and extend plays is going to be huge once you hit ACC play. They play with a ton of physicality. I'm excited to see how they perform once we get to league play because they've got a lot of really good pieces.
What we're hearing about this showcase is how many coaches say we're learning a lot about our team right now. This is a measuring stick. This is a time to either build the resume or build the confidence. But at this point in the season with these 4 teams, it's been great competition to learn and improve.
For example, even though Sophie Burrows hasn't hit it consistently, you can tell how good of a scorer she is. And she's doing all of the little things right, whether it's being a good passer, being a leader on the floor. So even when your shot's not going early on the season, you got to remember it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Delfos behind the defense beats everyone down, adding to her career high afternoon. Now 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting. She's had back-to-back career games, watching her blossom in front of our eyes in her sophomore season. Jump ball, possession arrow to the Wolverines.
It's crazy to think that Delfos is a sophomore because she's playing so mature everywhere on the floor. She's staying balanced. She's getting out and running. She's using her length to be disruptive in passing lanes defensively. Kim Barnes-Arico has a very good problem on her hands in terms of who are you going to give minutes to?
It's better than the opposite.
It certainly is.
But it reminds me of what Coach Jack told us before the game, where she was saying, hats off to Coach Barnes-Arico for the program that she's built.
It's a new rule introduced this year into college basketball. It's been interesting seeing how coaches are adjusting to having this as a strategy. And you've seen some coaches maybe call it when it doesn't really matter, but they just want to get used to what it can be if they want to use the appeal.
Darius slices in the lane.
Wow.
Delfos with the rejection, tries to secure the rebound. It's a jump ball. She's had her fingerprints all over this game.
She is long at 6'3", but she does a little bit of everything defensively. She uses her length to alter shots, block shots successfully. And you just got to keep that ball nice and high. Can't bring it down. That allows other players to come and grab it.
Still Syracuse basketball, reset shot clock. Darius hesitated on the three, but she drains it. That touched nothing going down.
I love how Darius just keeps shooting, and that's the confidence that Coach Jack has instilled in her to just keep getting into your shot. If it's open, take it.
Coach Jack says, I'm particularly uplifting with her and very positive. She was a top-ranked recruit in her class. Her career didn't go as planned at UCLA and USC. She says, I want to keep filling her with confidence because there's so much belief in what she's able to do for our program.
You saw what Darius did in the second half against Utah. She didn't maybe score 2 points, I believe, in that first half, and the second one was able to go off. Just continuing to shoot the ball with confidence.
And a really nice relationship between the two. Darius said, I know that Coach Jack has believed in me. I needed another chance, and every day I try to prove her right, her belief in me right.
And she's had that pro mentality Coach Jack talked about. Her and Olivia coming into this program, taking over, making sure the team had everything they needed. And that's important too, to have that off the court mentality as well, being a leader and making sure everyone's taken care of.
Being welcoming, inclusive is what they've done with the culture of this team too, even though they are brand new to this program. Darius carving up the defense, can't convert. Legette-Jack on the offensive putback right there.
Fantastic finish. I love how the Syracuse team does finish plays.
Quarles Daniels giving a look inside. And a foul away from the ball is going to go on Michigan. And Kendall Dudley.
It's that moving screen. You got to make sure you're establishing your spot. Can't move any hips this or that way. It's also on your teammate, though, to set yourself up, set up the defender to rub shoulder to shoulder with your teammate to go off the screen.
It's a two-way street. A minute to play in the third quarter. 60-37 is the lead for the number 16 in the country. Their second highest ranking in program history for the Wolverines. Mathurin keeps it in play. Quarles Daniels sneaks behind everyone, gets her defender in the air, rewarded with free throws on a wild play.
That play started with Mathurin down here, diving on the floor for a loose ball, playing so hard on defense, and this is an emphasis with Kim Barnes-Rico's team. You got to play hard on defense because then you're rewarded on the other way. Quarles Daniels stayed patient because Olivia was about to block that into the fifth row. Nice job by Quarles Daniel, the awareness right there when you have someone taller than you coming down the floor.
There's just a savvy that undersized players, especially if you start out at the mid-major level, which she did at Oakland. She's a Michigan native before coming to the Wolverines last season. They just know how to play in those situations. Meanwhile, Legette-Jack climbs a ladder to bring that ball in. No three, but an offensive rebound keeps it here for the Orange. 14-second difference shot game clock during the third quarter. Thompson, one dribble pull-up, also not there. Syracuse shooting under 27% in this game. Del Foss tripped up by Darius.
Syracuse hasn't been able to get into an offensive rhythm. They've really had to play in the half court because Michigan slowed it down to be there. Syracuse is really successful when they can get defensive stops and get out and run in transition. They just haven't had very many easy open opportunities.
It's been a tough start to the season offensively for the Orange. They're shooting 28% from three. 10th in the ACC, shooting 44% overall. And you're right, they certainly do like to score in the open court, off steals on the fast break. And Michigan has really been able to thwart that.
Especially this press has just really slowed down Syracuse. And even when they're not getting, you see the shot go there for Darius, even when they're not getting layups in it, or rather, sorry, when Michigan isn't getting turnovers in it, they're still slowing down Syracuse enough to get them out of a rhythm.
Mathurin is going to throw it up. That is no good. So we head to the fourth quarter. Michigan.
Defense isn't fun. At least I don't think it is. But this is a team that constantly communicates on their ball screen defense. Like, you have to be able to defend and lock people down if you want to get on the court for her. And because they've always been so in sync defensively, they've been able to sustain success.
Darius with the effort to force the turnover. It's now Orange basketball to start this fourth quarter. Deep post up, Legette kicks it out, Ophelia, a couple dribble pull-up, fading along the baseline, can't connect, an offensive rebound. Syracuse has been able to close the gap in that way. Meanwhile, Darius has that skip away, backcourt violation in Michigan basketball.
Michigan's forced some tough twos from Syracuse. Everyone's shooting just a touch too fast in an orange jersey because Michigan's getting out there to contest.
When you're talking about Coach Barnes Arico too, I also think about the way they play, what they exude, the qualities and character, but think about also the powerful women's club, which is what she's known for, instilling here. Other lessons that go beyond the court about how to be a confident woman out in the world. Olivia Olson can't knock it down from long range. Kendall Dudley slicing her way through and kisses it off glass for two.
Dudley timed that perfectly too, going through two defenders. Nice elevation.
First bucket today for Dudley. Casey Brown snatches up the rebound, almost stolen away. We've seen a lot of great effort from Shy Hawkins off the bench for the Orange. So it will be Michigan basketball. Coming off, of course, their first and only loss of the season to UConn. A couple days ago here at Mohegan Sun Arena, Coach Barnes Arico said, "We still feel really good about where we're at. It hurts that we were so close, but we like where we're at in November." Olson getting herself free. What a take, but she gets a miss there. Well, the Wolverines coming up for them. Detroit Mercy, Central Michigan. Then you pop up with the Big Ten game against Purdue. And then they wrap up December with a couple more non-conference games before Big Ten is going to commence. Olson over her head. Here's Swords. Can't connect off glass, and that rebound ripped away. Really emphatically there by Aurora Almond. When you look at Michigan's schedule there too, Megan, you think it's early, of course, where there's 3 different plays where coaches rather can bring an appeal. Michigan back with the basketball. Olson trying to turn the corner. 66-39 is the Wolverines lead. Now 3 seconds to shoot from deep is Olson. She cans it.
She's even laughing about it too. We saw her break out into a smile right there. Okay, a little depth, no big deal.
She's got 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. It really can be anyone's night for the Wolverines. You have Syla Swords a little more quiet tonight. 6 points. Picking it off, an interception. Macy Brown, eyes always up. Down the lane, a foul is called. Swords on the attack.
Michigan's defense has been the difference maker. Anyone who's come into this game has made a play, whether it's Mathurin, whether it's Brown, getting into passing lanes, being disruptive, and then trying to score as quickly as possible in transition.
It's going to be the 4th personal called on Dominique Darius. Leading scorer for the Orange entering this game, 13.6 points per game. Swords goes 0 for 2. Camden Nelson running the show for the Orange. And a whistle. It's going to go on the Wolverines. On Holloway that time. That is her 3rd. Zoje takes it from the inbound. First career double-double in this matchup this afternoon. First year playing college basketball after playing years professionally in Japan. 8 to shoot for Feely and the Wolverines. No good that time along the baseline. Snatching that rebound is Olson. It's number 7. I think that's 8 for her. She's nearing a double-double as well. Crockett lets it fly from 3 for the Wolverines. That is their 8th triple today.
The balance and driving on the floor has been huge for Michigan and getting open threes. The paint touch forces the defense to collapse and gives them open opportunities.
Now Bone setting a screen. Syracuse has struggled in the half court against the stifling Michigan defense. Burrows off one foot, that's no good. J and Dudley battling. It's going to be Orange basketball.
Michigan pushing pace, forcing Syracuse to guard the ball handler, and that gives you an open opportunity to get a pass from your teammate. Even the shooters are doing a good job of keeping enough space between the ball handler and themselves to get a good angle on the pass.
Macy Brown fouls with just 1 second on the shot clock on that drive by Nelson. Coach Jack also has a wealth of depth on her bench too. She's gone 12 deep. Seen different levels of minutes, and that's another thing about this time of year and about the showcases. Trying to win, but also experimenting, looking at what matchups are going to work best at what times. Big, small, who works best together. Kind of an exploratory time of year.
And it takes time. You want to try to figure it out as much as possible before conference play starts, because once you get into the ACC, it is a gauntlet every single night out. You've got to be ready to compete with some of the best. And the physicality and the pace that you see in the ACC, and the Big Ten for that matter, is always the highest level.
What are some things sticking out to you in the ACC this season? Of course, we saw Notre Dame lose by 39 points to this Michigan team, but what are you thinking for that conference this season?
Listen, when you see how North Carolina is able to play defensively, there's a lot of really solid defensive teams. Duke has always been a really good defensive team, and though they haven't played well yet, you know it's going to come together for them.
Layla Felia for 3. That's her second triple today. She's up to 10 points. 3 Orange players in double figures. Mathurin has picked up big minutes in this contest. Freshman for the Wolverines with that
memory, so I'm sure Wolverine fans will want to make that noted.
It's been the Achilles heel, certainly, even in a national championship season, still brought up.
Ohio State rebounded pretty well by winning the whole thing.
Olivia Schmidt has just checked into the game, did not appear against UConn. 2 seconds left. That shot is good. Kira Scott in her first action. In fact, a high school teammate of Schmidt, number 3 on the floor for the Orange. 4:50 on the clock. Olson staying on the court here for the Wolverines, leading 72-46. Trying to finish off another impressive defensive effort and doing it offensively too. An easy look inside off a selfish feed. It's Olson finishing. Felia all kinds of time and space, and she drains the 3.
Felia has had to work for every single bucket today, and that one finally the most open she's been all day. Michigan has been all over her.
About Michigan, with parents, other family members think about this, they have to be equally invested, of course.
Also, the fields, I mean, the parents, I want to know how they're raising their children to be such elite athletes. I got to get the secret.
Kendall Dudley slicing across the lane, can't convert. 74-49. Michigan's unassailable lead right now.
And a lot to take away this time of year from both teams. You know, Syracuse, again, long season for them to go, but they still have a lot of great pieces, people who can knock down shots, and sometimes coaching staffs learn who they can depend on to come in and just hit a 3 like that.
Olivia Schmidt, bouncing her step, will knock down the triple. Dealt with a little bit of an injury to start this season, now in her second contest of her sophomore year from Staten Island. Foss takes off to the rim for 2.
Del Foss has been all over the place. We have learned that she is one of the most dynamic scorers on the floor for the Wolverines. She can hit from 3, she can get to the rim. Her length is so impressive, and that quickness is hard to stay in front of.
She covered a lot of space there.
She did.
Quite an impressive take by the sophomore. They're blitzing Schmidt here, and an experienced ball handler in her second season. And a miss inside. Macy Brown immediately snares it. Macy Brown coast to coast, but blocked by Cooper at the last moment.
Transition defense much better for Syracuse on that possession, getting back, getting into position. The moment the ball goes the other way, you got to take off at a full-on sprint to prevent easy layups.
We saw this when Michigan took on Notre Dame, a 39-point victory. The first quarter looked the same as the fourth quarter in terms of energy and effort. A three-point play inside. Allie Van Timmeren keeping the foot on the gas for the Wolverines.
Van Timmeren just split two defenders, finishing right through just a little crack of daylight. The deep post positioning, reading the defense, and just shimmying through two people. Fantastic finish by 2-1 in white.
And Lefty converts on the three-point play. Michigan at 79 points. Checking in for the first time, Sierra Byers. Scott on the drive will kick it out midway through the shot clock now for the Syracuse Orange. Getting closer to their first loss of the season, started 5-0 on the year. Here is Del Foss, something to walk in the open floor. No good off glass, and a jump ball is called. Well, Del Foss, a career-high day for her, 21 points. Our play of the game sponsored by Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the NCAA.
And she's been everywhere on the floor for the Wolverines. Rebound putbacks, hitting threes, getting defensive stops. A true complete game from Tayala Del Foss.
8 for 11 shooting at that. Up ahead, Van Timmeren. Is that knocked away? Under 90 seconds to go. Well, Michigan's going to leave Connecticut with a lot of pride about where they're at this season. There's a lot of talk when they beat Notre Dame by 39 points. They came this close to upsetting #1 UConn at a final shot at half court at the buzzer. A 1-point game with just seconds to go. But they're building off a very strong foundation with this young but experienced group. Barreling into the paint is Scott, and she'll shoot 2 free throws. Scott getting some late action. 2 points today in 4 minutes. Michigan has been able to maintain its dominance on the glass, plus 15 in total rebounds, plus 5 offensively.
I've been impressed with the 20 offensive rebounds from Michigan. I mean, Syracuse had 15 offensive rebounds, which is a lot, but Michigan absolutely dominated in that category today.
Against a fierce rebounding team, and Syracuse at that. They're gonna like the tape that they get in this one. And Timmeren, the mid-range doesn't go. The rebound to Cooper. Back-to-back starts for the freshman as Syracuse working through its depth, figuring out those lineups here in November. 40 seconds left here at Mohegan Sun Arena. Cooper, no good from 3. Up the other way, add another 2 for the Wolverines. It is 81-54. Mathurin going full court. Lining for that rebound is Scott. And another whistle before things go final here. 13 seconds left. Michigan is set to improve to 5-1 this season.
That was a huge game from a mental load 2 days ago for Michigan to almost come back and beat #1 UConn. For them to come out and have this dominant performance is really impressive in terms of the mental ability to just flip the switch, turn to the next thing, and not, sulk in what happened. But also the depth that this team possesses. I mean, Syla Swords, who had 29 the other night, only has 6 tonight, but it doesn't matter because there's so much balance and scoring on this Wolverine team. Shot clock is off.
Michigan can make it official. Their impressive start to the season continues.